What is up, people of the internet, stream, chat, viewers, spectators, competitors alike? We're here, Frosty Faustings. We're continuing here for Dungeon and Fighter Dual Pools. I'm Dostro here, joined by...
It's Tabby, otherwise known as Tabby Nickel. I'm doing great, having a fantastic time here at Frosty Faustings 15.
And we have Reptalionsea queuing up with the Inquisitor here. We're going to strike up the fires, throw down the oil slick. It's going to be a clever battle from both of these players, and I'm excited to see how the interactions go.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and the nice thing about it is, like, Reptalionsea, I know, was playing Inquisitor back before she was a little bit weaker in the early stages of the game, but now, especially with all those changes, getting faster normals, the oil extensions, it makes it, like, so much easier to fight characters, especially like LastLaugh, who just want to sit there and keep the zoning going. So that's what you're going to see really early on. The summon sword's coming through, and actually gets a nice cross-up, but not able to find a big extension.
Oh, the orb doesn't quite catch the JMS, but we're still just playing this huge full-screen neutral.
Yeah.
The roll gets caught by the Swords of Revealing Light, and now Reyko is starting up. We got 2 beans on deck. Count them.
Count them going through, keeps it going. Should be able to hit 5 off this if they're not even able to get the kill. Yep, this should do it right at the end.
Yeah, and that's that use of that new jumping special move off the jump cancel from the 2S there, adding a little bit of extra damage, and Reyko just getting the perfect to catch the first round, and the 2B catching the approach from Reptalionsea, and now we're going to be in a sea of monsters. Reyko777 on 4 beans.
Yep. Oh, tries the DP, but Reyko ready for it, so now gets the time stop, hitting him with the Poke Ultimate. Should be able to close it out yet again. No, misses the extension, but will still reset with a grab.
Drop opportunity,
yeah,
drop opportunity. Yeah, we got, it's so cute. Like, people make a small routing error and they just do run up throw.
Yeah. I mean,
no one expected to fall out of the combo, so let's just finish it out real quick. Put the hands on it.
It's one of those you have to really worry about the mental stack there, and sometimes it's not able to actually come through, so. Reyko's currently doing some like domination tactics.
Oh, safe jump setup, catch them with the overhead. 4 beans up, we're just gonna go for another overhead setup.
Yeah.
Was that a guard button check?
I think it was, because you see how Reyko got an early mix-up on there, recognizing, like, okay, they're not prioritizing using the guard button in these situations. Maybe they're not ready for it, they're not comfortable with it, and now you're seeing that again and again and again. Going for these left-right mix-ups, knowing that they can get out of it, but the back hit of the JMS right there working out for him. But
the placement on these 2Bs have been impeccable. It's a fairly long range, low normal, and it's just catching these approaches from Reptalionsea, and Reyko's just catching it, throwing the tempo off really cleverly, and catching Reptalionsea pressing at the wrong moment.
Yeah, it's been consistently again and again and again. I'm just always one step ahead of you, and that's why they're able to be in this kind of position at this kind of event and take it to move on to the next round.
Yeah, and Lost Warrior, a character that you don't see very often. A very interesting and complex character to play against, but they sort of play the pace of the game in a very unique way compared to a lot of the other characters.
Oh, yeah.
The way they use the orb and the swords, it always feels like there's a 1 or 2 extra frames of block stun. Like, you get caught in the orb or in block stun on the sword special, and you're just like, okay, I'm going to try and run here, but you mess it up and you just take a few steps forward, and you get caught looking like a fool out there.
And it's one of those, especially with a character like Lost Warrior, whose buttons are just, I think, like, numbers-wise, the slowest in the game. And so the Lost Warrior player has to be on point, always being like, I know exactly where you want to be and how I want to press that advantage. So if you can get that and sort of figure out how they're thinking and make them have to think differently, you can really utilize that to help push advantages in matchups where it would seem like this, where Inquisitor kind of has a hard time getting in, the slower buttons as well, not being able to check at those ranges that Lost Warrior has good presses at. So you really have to try to, like, find that wild card trick to pull it through. But unfortunately, they weren't able to so far, so that's why Reyko was able to secure it.
Yeah, the Inquisitor likes to play at a sort of spacing where they can just move in and out by throwing the ult, throwing the carpet bomb, or even just a stray JMS. A lot of really strong, powerful tools that have not a lot of huge commitment to them, but a lot of really great payoff when they work out. That JMS, humongous hurtbox. You jump in the air, like, right off the ground, and it's just a huge circle, a huge square of just do not pass go, do not collect $200.
And now, even if you see them, you recognize it and you block it, they're plus after it. So they got to keep their pressure going.
It's
there to
ridiculous.
Continue the assault. Try to go for, like, the command dash feint, throw out the oil jar right there. Try to get you set up for all these the big explosion extensions that you've been seeing recently.
Yeah, and Reyko is just doing a really great job just putting out the hitboxes to run into.
Yes.
And the way that it sort of snowballs with the time stop, just getting those counters up, the bean counters just going up and up and up all the way. And it just allows them to make the punishes huge. Like there was very early on, Lost Warrior was a character you'd see across the Twitter timeline saying, "Oh my God, this game is so crazy. Look at this 200 mana awakening plus conversions combo that did 100% damage on like, I don't know, Enchantress or something." And it's like, "Oh man, this game is broken. This character is nuts." But Lost Warrior sort of fallen out of favor super quickly. Not a character you see very often. I know, like, out there, Fu and Jackal, really great Lost Warrior players that I've had the pleasure of being around. And as we just saw Reyko, it is just so great to see them move forward and explore the possibilities of this character.
Yeah, it's definitely been, like, at least at a local level and over on our side, I have, like, 4 different Lost Warriors that show up and play the game. So I've been seeing a lot of what that character can do, and I think there is a lot of potential. You just have to work a lot harder than some of the other characters to really make him shine, to really make him like a big threat. And for some people, they don't want to do that. They just want to go over and select Hitman and be good to go.
Yeah, there's a lot of like just do something, anything, and it'll work out characters. Hitman, as you just mentioned, very strong possibility. Crusader just rising in the ranks with the recent patch as well, just being such a huge threat. But these characters like Inquisitor, Lost Warrior, Enchantress, Launcher, characters that have a lot of like payoff, but you have to sort of focus in on what your opponent's doing and how to react to each other. That's really just pulled them out of the metagame just a little bit.
Yeah.
Still like very fringe, very strong, and very high potential, but it's really great to see. We're moving into our next match here. We have Basedwaffle with the open up on the 2A against King of Bumps.
Yeah, and you can see once again bringing back that Inquisitor into this, showing, hey, I know what I want to do, but King of Bums bringing out the Grappler here. And Grappler's a character I think, especially with these most recent changes, has gotten a lot stronger, can deal with a lot of the pressure that you see like this, just constantly having to deal with the plus frames, but knows as soon as they can make one escape and get one right read, it's over. Just like that, hitting him with the dive kick, you're going to see.
Full charge, we got the red hit.
But not able to keep the extension going. Shoulder tackle, it's plus, but Basedwaffle gets to keep their pressure going, trying to use the Molotovs to make anything happen, but...
Run that strike throw. Oh, that was so close. Get that 5A. Catches the JMS right out of the skies. And this is going to be some great damage into great Oki here.
Yeah, gets her set up real quick, doing a guard button check. But a great opportunity for Basedwaffle to
We
try
just
to
pressed it. This has got to be dead. Just press the button.
Yep. Going to be able to hit them down. DP Ender to get the Oki.
No, we got the explosion off of that too, so
no,
we
you're
get
right.
the OTG. Yeah, they were oiled up, the slick and slide. We got the super. We string them up on the podium. Inquisitor by Basedwaffle takes his first round. A bit of touch and go. Touch and go.
I think you're going to see a lot of that. Like, Inquisitor wants to be trying to stay super mobile, try to get away and keep the right spacing for their opponents, but King of Bums has been doing a great job of constantly trying to close the gap, and they're constantly finding hits for this.
Yeah, that counter hit, 5B, just lasts forever. They got full charge there. Oh, we pressed the button. That one button DP.
And baiting out the parry right there.
My heart.
Yeah, your heart and King of Bums are right there. So Basedwaffle being ready for it and finding another great hit with these Molotovs.
Yeah, we're going to be able to get the extra hits done off the oil combustion, and we get the OTG after this one, should we want it. Oh, picked up. We're going to be able to get these strings up. Oh, 236M, we're just right back out.
Yeah, reset it back out the spacing, make it a little more safe, but trying to play the strike throw game in Basedwaffle, being ready to be at the perfect distances and having the right reads to take that first game.
Yeah, using those 6S feints really well, just moving in and out, just trying to get through and trick King of Bums into doing something off kilter, but we just get stuck in the fire.
Yeah, Basedwaffle really trying to make a lot happen right here with any opportunity they get, because they know as soon as they let King of Bums get an inch to breathe, they're just going to run through, they're going to keep the pressure going. So now they just want to set the, try to set the throw
Oh,
out.
that's guard button check?
Yep.
Okay, catches them out of the air, that 5A just baiting out the jump out, and now King of Bums starting off their Okizeme, but they just get DP'd out, and right now we're back steal the corner. Basedwaffle getting this combo started.
Yeah, and they should be able to actually do a ton of damage here. Gonna get that OTG as we've been seeing again and again in the match. Just set it up, try to keep it safe. Oh, you were jumping in the Molotovs, so Basedwaffle was able to capitalize on that so well.
Yeah, even if they had just gotten out of the jump, gotten out of the fire from the jump, they would have fallen right back in given their trajectory. And now Basedwaffle is just catching up and capitalizing with these bottle tosses.
Yeah, they're just really presenting them their super solid game plan, saying, hey, you've got to see what you can do. You've got to deal with me because right now I'm in control. It's my game and a great guard cancel to get out of there to try to reset it back to the neutral situation. And now
pressure started, catches the backdash, critical hit. We get the grab.
Yep. Trying to hit him with those grappler fundamentals, but Basedwaffle ready for it to just roll out and roll out the damage as well in the corner for the side swap.
Yeah, these defensive actions have been very heavily weighted in Basedwaffle's favor. There hasn't been a huge punish from King of Bums, despite being able to guess correctly on a lot of interactions. But we get the jump forward, full charge JS. We can go for the super.
Yeah, we should be able to get just one more kick into the immediate awakening super right there. Yeah, King of Bums, I think finally getting their footing in this game. Finally figuring out, like, hey, I know exactly how you're wanting to be. You're wanting to be constantly spacing, constantly throwing the jars, trying to get me to, make a mistake. But if I just wait for you to burn all your mana, I get my chance, and they just need to keep that plan going. But right now, Basedwaffle, got to try to make that adaptation. Play a little bit slower. Try to catch out those neutral skips like the shoulder tackle right there.
Yeah, King of Bums trying to just slow down the pace, but Basedwaffle is just all go, go, go right now. Get the full screen conversion all the way into the corner, and now we're just laying on the pressure. Oh, brief exhaustion point, but right now we have the offense and the DP right through the gaps.
Yeah, you can't leave anything versus, someone like Inquisitor who's just ready to press that one-button DP as much as they can because they get fantastic Oki off of it. Now,
safe jump set up.
Yeah, goes for the overhead right there and should be able to close it out right here.
Catches the DP, the combustion to seal it out. Basedwaffle catches it 2-0 off King of Bums.
Yeah, and you saw King of Bums finally in that second set realize, okay, I know exactly how I want to do. I want to pilot. But Basedwaffle was able to make that adaptation right at the very end to that, and just constantly trying to evolve the player game more and more and more into their favor.
Yeah, it was really well played. There was some smart interactions. Basedwaffle just pushing through, but it was just hard to catch them off guard at the wrong opportunities. And they weren't even being punished for it very heavily. Basedwaffle just able to move through it.
Yeah, it's definitely Grappler is there's times where I see that character played and it's like, wow, this is the best character in the game. And there's other times I'm like, wow, you really have you're an honest, hardworking character. You really have to work. You have to do so much to try to just make your game plan going. And it really, I've seen it versus the same Inquisitor playing against it. It just, the dice rolls in your favor sometimes.
Yeah, it's just normal man John Gribben grab, just trying to put the hands on you, pull you in, give you a hug, send you on your way. But sometimes it's just not enough. There are a lot of characters that can really contest them in neutral. And even though Grappler has their armored moves, it's only armored for mids and overheads. You can still get caught on the low. And something that Basedwaffle was doing really well is just sort of that 3/4 to full screen range, just put out that 2A. Just, check the toes, check the feet, make sure your shoes are tied, Just try to catch them from overextending in an approach, and that was really great by them.
Yeah, and that's what you have to do versus a lot of the cast, I think, with a character like Inquisitor. You really just want to be sitting there and waiting for them to come to you, waiting for them to really make mistakes, because she has that mobility through her command dash and through the new feint stuff that she can do with it, but you can't if a player is ready for you to just oh, I'm going to just down back and wait for you to make the mistake, and you try to just play that neutral spacing, it just becomes the standstill from full screen of what are you going to do? I'm just going to be over here, and it can be sometimes as the Inquisitor hard to deal with.
Yeah, you just have to be able to, as a grappler player, you have to be able to get your opponent to just stand still and hold the block button or just hold down back. Because if you can't do that, it doesn't open up the opportunity to use the grab. You are a grappler. You want to use the command grab. And with as high of a payoff that Grappler has off of one command grab, there's just so much to run through with it. Because it's not just the damage, it's the mental game. The layers are progressing. The meta game between these players in this match, it is getting deeper and deeper and deeper. These fighting games, you see, they're like ogres. these fighting games are like ogres. They have layers.
Like an onion.
They're like ogres. We have Diaphone sitting down here. Diaphone versus Araway. Now, Diaphone is someone that shows up to like a game and just rolls hard with the fundies.
Yep.
And like, new game comes out, Diaphone enters the bracket, and he will just beat everyone for just like doing really simple, really effective game plan.
Oh yeah.
And something that he's been exploring. I've been catching on stream. Diaphone has been exploring with new characters. We see him queued up right now as Vanguard.
Yeah, Vanguard is like, if you've been like watching Diaphone in the past, they've been very dedicated to Dragon Knight and just like trying to make that character work. But the Vanguard switch, especially a lot of the changes they made to Vanguard, is like insane. That you know, I was joking with people like, yeah, Vanguard will just win a major one day because nobody knows how to play against that character, and then that happened at first attack. And then you see people like try to figure out how that character works, but then they just made all of his tools like so much better in this new patch. Now he's a real threat to deal with and someone that you have to be prepared for. So someone like Diaphone taking that character, trying to say, hey, I'm showing the work, that means you know that they're definitely good.
Round start, he did the thing. Round start behead, and this is going to be a bit of a tricky matchup for a launcher because Vanguard has these anti-projectile options that are going to be so powerful in conjunction with their long-range tools. Because we can stay so far away at this range where launcher is not as effective as Vanguard. She has that 7-frame normal.
And as soon as you try to do anything like that, Diaphone can just be ready to immediately check you on any option that you bring to the table right now. So.
Yeah, that roll punish seemed like an option select to get out of it. Oh, but we get the DP off of the JS, and we're at full range here.
Yeah, found the tip of that flamethrower to end up finding a hit, so Araway trying to stay alive.
The range was just not quite enough, and that 2A from launcher has been so effective in this recent patch.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those that it's a little ambiguous on exactly where it's going to hit, so sometimes they can just run it out, keeps them safe, and allows them to get some crazy damage off of it as well, so Diaphone doesn't have to be worried about that. They also be worried about the current onslaught that's coming through. Counter hit with the laser beams.
One touch game.
Yeah.
One touch game. Oh, watch the grenade. Oh, just right outside of it. Are we close enough to be able to get the awakening skill?
Yeah, gets the OTG, so allows for the full run up into the awakening just to guarantee the round out. Don't risk anything, just press it.
Oh, you put your back into it. Tell us how you really feel, Vanguard.
Well, he feels like he wants to win, and that's what we're going to be hopefully seeing. You're a Diaphone fan here, but right now Araway is playing defensively, trying to allow them to keep their game plan at any level. But
yeah, you got to be careful. That JS does still cancel into the grounded S normals, so now we get the Okizeme. Catching around? Oh, what a roll from Araway.
But what a roll from Diaphone right there to immediately catch him and toss him back in the corner. So now gonna keep the pressure up once again. Slash is out. And a nice
plus frames.
Yeah.
Araway went for the 5A. That's 10 frames. You can't do that.
Yeah, you have to be checking with a 2A there, but Diaphone was prepared for that extended match, so they get a great extension, but wasn't able to pick it up.
You can tell they're having a good time.
Well, of course they're having a good time. They're here. They're at Frosty Faustings. You gotta
It's
enjoy
always
it.
Araway is feeling right now. Right now, Diaphone gets the missed input, the 2 MS.
Yeah, but they're still finding all of these great hits, forcing Araway to constantly be guessing, hey, am I actually just going to go mids or am I going to finally go overhead? For once in a while, check with the 2A as well.
Empty low.
But not enough mana to be able to close it out, so that gives Araway a chance to roll out of the corner, and now force Diaphone to hold a lot of this pressure coming through. Fireball to knock him back.
Yeah. Okay, we got the behead into conversion here. Right back out. Does it again. Plus frames.
Yep. Araway ready for it, though, this time just willing to block it, waiting for them to come in through, knowing that they don't have a lot of health to work with.
What is spacing? Oh, they're not going for any combo off of it. Catches the roll through that 5A. Ever since the release has been such a great anti-roll tool, and this is going to be able to do it.
Yeah, there's going to be huge damage. You're going to keep it going right here. Awakening will hit.
Press the button!
It's a good button. It's a great button. Even.
It's a great button. If you know it's going to hit, just throw out the awakening skill. Oh my gosh! Ah! Stop it!
It's a pixel either way. The Diaphone has so much that they can pressure on screen.
Oh, what a roll! Oh my gosh.
That was such a good roll. Ready to recognize that exactly when that beam was going to come out. Ready to press, ready to capitalize on it. And Diaphone is now one step closer to victory.
Classic DP anti-air catches the startup of the 5 MS.
But it hits him out with the grenade right there, so they got to reset back to the neutral, spending all that mana, trying to make something happen. So Araway has a lot of resources to try to keep Diaphone out, try to chip him out, but
This is going to be tough. Going to be able to get the launch of the jump in a skill, dash cancel into the corner. This is all set up here for Diaphone.
They just set it, safe jumps, tries to hit him with the jump, but Araway ready to just block it, fireball to keep it going. Trying to chip out as much as they can.
It armored through the grenade!
And with the conversion as well, being able to get a great extension off of it.
This is all Diaphone here. We should be able to get the huge corner extension.
Like, always recognizing like Araway was just willing to play super defensive, just let Diaphone come through. But you can't do that versus Vanguard. You can do that versus a lot of characters. So Vanguard just sits at this great range. It doesn't allow you to really like play defensively. He's an Undernight character. He's hitting full screen, throwing out 3/4 screen, almost 100+.
Oh my! It's true. It might as well be true.
Yeah.
It might as well be true. You look at the DNF cast and think, oh yeah, Striker's the Undernight character, right?
Yeah.
Now, all of these characters have humongous normals. It doesn't even matter. It's reverse beat. Be darned. We can just press these buttons and say, hey, why didn't you just run into this? It's I'm just gonna swing my arms.
And if you get hit, it's your fault.
Oh my gosh, that was really great from Diaphone.
Oh yeah, that was fantastic. Diaphone did a really, really good job, like we were saying, of just always capitalizing on every hit that came through. No matter what, he was just able to instantly react to it, instantly hit confirm, and that does a lot of work for trying to make, like, your damage count in a game like this. If you're not able to find those big hits to get those big extensions, get those big combos, because everybody talks like DNF, oh yeah, it's the crazy big damage game, but it's honestly a lot of the times it's a lot of small hits and the small hits and the small hits is what adds up, and then it's the big counter hit where you go crazy.
Oh yeah, and something that's been an incredible sort of evolution in the life cycle, especially with the recent patch. I felt like since the beginning of DNF, a lot of the offense has been very like revolving around safe jumps or perhaps the threat of a safe jump.
Yes.
Because the one button DP, it's like, okay, might as well press it sometimes because like, if it works, oh yeah, oh baby, I am feeling myself right now. But with the addition of the frame 1 invulnerability on the roll, the evolution progresses. It's not just getting around the DP. The layer 1 moves forward and it's now focusing on more of being able to get through both the safe jump and cover the roll.
Yes, and you've seen a lot of, and that's where a lot of the characters that you see at the upper ends of these tournaments have really good ability to do that. Characters like Crusader, characters like Berserker, characters like Hitman, where they can safe jump you, and then immediately as soon as that safe jump is done, they're just covering the ground. They're covering all your options.
It's like two option selects for one. Buy one, get one free. It might as well be.
Half off right now for yours if you head on over to the DNF store.
If you head on over to Frosty Faustings right now, we'll give you 2 option selects for the price of 1. We're practically giving them away.
It's free option selects.
You might as well take it while we're here. We have our next match queuing up right now. It's Abbock versus CWheezy. If this is the Abbock that I recognize, I remember the very first TNS. Abbock was just rolling through everyone. I believe they got second, though. Abbock, very smart, very strong Hitman player.
Yep.
And if this still is the Abbock that I'm thinking of, I know that there's an Abbock out there who helps develop one of my favorite modern fighting games, Power Rangers Battle for... versus Grappler, John Gribbengrab.
Yep, versus, you know, one of the characters that has been so scary throughout the entire history of this game, Hitman. They're just being able to dispense so much pressure at so many different ranges that is all super good, and you have to be so careful. Like 5A hitting so far and getting a great capitalization on it.
That was like the tip of a sword.
Yeah.
What the heck? Oh my!
But great use of the parry right there and the air grab right there. Just able to keep the pressure. Good use of a guard button check right there, but they know you can't do that versus a player like Abbock. They are prepared for it, but they are prepared to just keep getting
jump scare grab! No OTG off of that? Was that not a red?
No, I don't think it was.
My short-term memory is absolutely shot right now. Oh, DP!
Delay DP.
Oh, that's it, that's it! One mistake, that's all it takes. And we're gonna take the round. Abbock 1 up here against CWheezy off the Shattering Strike.
Yeah, Abbock does a really good, like, you saw Abbock just constantly, like, oh, I keep getting hit, I keep getting hit, I keep getting grabbed. They just immediately spaced away saying, hey, I'm not gonna let you run into me. I'm just gonna try to play in this mid-range.
That's 5A!
Yeah, doing a perfect job with those 5As, spacing them out at such a great opportunity. Checks with the overhead, but CVLY prepared for it, so now trying to stay out of the range of these minus frames. Nice use of the DP to knock him back to the full screen.
Yeah, using the 1-button DP as an easy anti-air. The 6, or the extended grab.
Yeah, and that's where CVLY has been really good.
Guard button check.
Yep. Doing these guard button checks, putting them in these situations like this where you have to be ready, hey, is your mental stack prepared for these grabs? But they did so many of them early, I think Abbock is now going to be heavily looking for them. So they just go into these safe jump checks with the 2As, doing it really safe, trying to catch the rolls just like we were talking about earlier.
It's something you have to be careful about against Grappler, because he does have the parry. I believe it's not active on frame 1, but you have to be careful of the parry rather than a safe jump. The Awakening buff using the cancel into cancel.
Yeah, giving them an opportunity to try to close the gap, but Abbock still finds the hit. And
they're getting so many hits, but it just isn't being taken fully here.
Yeah, but they're doing a good job of getting these grabs right now. And getting another one saying, hey, you remember all those that we did before? I know they were on your stack, but are you thinking about them now? And Abbock, must have been trying to think they were going to go for a more standard strike plan, but CVLY is ready to try to keep the grabs going whenever they get a chance. So Abbock's got to be careful here.
Oh, good use of the conversion. Oh, we pressed the button.
Yeah, doing a really good job with those DPs, just constantly finding the perfect opportunities to hit them whenever CVLY is going for this air pressure. So,
oh, look at this card game. Yeah. Oh, but they get the hit. This is really good for CWheezy. They're going to get some offense here. Oh, no guard button check. We just get the grab on the head. They jumped out.
Oh, I think they were expecting either the grab or they were attempting to try to air them, but CVLY was prepared for that and already preemptively pressing to deal big damage.
Yeah, it's hard to really gauge what's going on. That air MS from Grappler, I believe it doesn't hit crouchers. So they're in the air. You're like, I'm going to block this overhead.
Yep.
But you can't block this throw, and you can't get the safe jump on these parries going. Oh, plus frames?
Yeah, just constantly trying to use those, baiting out that DP right there, but Abbock able to make it work. Shoulder tackle will try to close the distance, but Abbock was ready for it, so they checked him with their run-up 5A right there. So.
That was humongous brain countermeasure there. Gets the instant overhead, that JB hitting so low to the ground, and we're going to be able to get another safe jump if we want it.
Yeah.
Oh, instant overhead!
Getting all these new jump options available, going to be dealing so much damage. Should be able to just kill right here with the... Oh no, the second force OTG didn't
Oh, but they didn't get anything off the counter hit 5A. We're still stuck in the corner. The run-up throw, these layers are heavy. They're deep. They are one on top of the other, and the mental stack is too tall right now.
Yeah, Abbock was saying, hey, I'm the grappler right now. You've got to come in and deal with me. So they're going to keep finding these fantastic hits, just like they've been getting over and over and over again.
One hit on the overhead JA. We're still just in this offensive posture, just holding down center, but that counter at 5B, those legs do belong. Jump mana skill!
Yep, the instant jump mana skill right there, being able to bait out a lot of the grab options that are coming through. But CWheezy finds a great wrestler with that 5A, allowing them to try to get the turn back, but DP out, saying, no thanks, John, good. Let's go back to mid-screen where you get hit with 5 MS.
Yeah, wasn't a counter hit though, so no full combo off of the stagger. But we're still just playing the neutral. This dash up 2S from Abbock.
Yeah, there's the OTG, so it gets the extra extension. And checks the 2-way immediately saying, hey, you either got to block low or you're going to roll. And you're getting hit on one of those, so I hope I'm right, but caught him standing right at the very end.
CWheezy had a very coherent game plan. They had a very strong game plan. Abbock just rolled the dice, and they came up really well for them at some very key junctures in the match. CWheezy just wasn't taking, or didn't take these opportunities as far as they possibly could, and the pressure was just not really felt by Abbock, it seems. They just pressed DP. It didn't, I won't say reckless DPs, they just found the moments, right?
Yep.
The DPs from Abbock were just at the perfect opportunity so very frequently. It just worked out so well for them.
Yeah, they were using it so sparingly. It never came up. It came up where you never had to worry about like the DP being in a bad situation. So it was a really, really good showing for them. We'll hopefully be able to get to see more of them. But right now we got to check out some ads. So got to support the event, so stay tuned. Yeah, and not only with, so you're going to see a lot of the Inquisitor coming through and trying to pressure, trying to just like fully shut down the plan, and then it's really going to come down to these guard cancels. Sort of like all the way back to layer 1, it's like, hey, you have to just use your guard cancel, you're going to use your reversal roll to get out of this. But a lot of times you're going to see Basedwaffle try to make those setups safe, but Reyko's not allowing them to happen with these early, huge hits.
Yeah, put the beans on them. We got 3 up right now.
Yeah, put a good 2A check right there, so should be able to get some solid extensions right here. Nope, just sets up the wheel. Now you got to deal with the pressure. Has no mana, so you just have to hold all these wheels that are coming through. Pressure going back in, tries to check, but Reyko gets a nice backdash into this great time stop.
Yeah, we're going to be able to do so much damage and kill with the jump mana skill. Reyko777. After being put in a very scary situation with the wheels on wheels, we're up 1 round to 0 here in the first game.
It is a very scary situation, but Inquisitor has one of the lowest healths in the game. And with how much damage that LastLaugh can bring to the table, they only need like 2 hits to really make big things happen right here. So Basedwaffle gonna have to make the work really, but forces him in the corner right now. Now has to hold the pressure coming through, but a great rollout gives him a chance to stay alive.
Yeah, we're still in the pressure. We're not very close to the screen. We lost the oil slick, but still caught off the 5 MS, catches them in the corner. The jump mana skill all the way in. We're gonna be able to get a knockdown here off the DP into the combustion.
And so now you're gonna have to hold this pressure once again. No mana over on the side of Basedwaffle, so Reyko gets an opportunity to just escape out. And
guard button check.
Yeah, and they found a great hit with that guard button check as well. Should be able to get a time stop off of this as well, bringing out to the 5G.
Oh, is this gonna kill? Look at that life bar. We have Awakening skill at our disposal.
Yeah, I believe this will kill right here.
This is definitely dead, 100%.
And that's DNF right there. You make that one mistake, they get the one right read, and you're just gonna get blown up for it. You can't let that affect your mental. You just have to go into the next game and know, hey, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to win.
Yeah, the mental game in something like this, like DNF Duel, is going to really, really be tricky to maneuver through because there's so many high punishing, high damaging situations that you really need to be able to weather the storm. And this slight stagger catches the JMS with the swords. And now Reyko has 2 beans up and full neutral control, but is now stuck on the defense.
Oh, but the drop from Basedwaffle right there, not able to do the to get the delay exactly how they want for that extension. Reyko will capitalize on it now, continue with the teleport pressure, but a good TP to reset it back out. Now tries to mix him up.
Oh, using that 6S cancels into the forward mana skill. The JMS catching right over the 2B from Reyko, and Basedwaffle going to be able to put on the hurt, but not close enough to Awakening skill to do that much damage, and we're still on the offensive here.
Reyko did a really good job of trying to manage that damage to make sure that in a situation like this, the comebacks couldn't be too crazy, but Basedwaffle still found a way to bring it back from the claws of defeat.
Yes, 1 up in the second round. Basedwaffle showing us that Reyko is not impervious to the Inquisitor. Catches the roll with the 236 MS. We haven't seen it work yet, but the first time when the stars align, Basedwaffle.
It's so active, so being out there for so long, it will catch those rolls if they're not timed to the right, perfect specification. So Basedwaffle can do a really good job now just trying to check with these buttons, but a good guard cancel from Reyko lets them get out, but it doesn't matter. JMS flipping them.
Right over that 2A, and Basedwaffle back in the corner. Reyko, it does not have a lot to work with here, and it doesn't matter if you don't know what to do, because you're dead anyway.
Yeah, and that was like so smart from Basedwaffle, recognizing that they'll have the exact time to get 1 mana back on their recharge. That's all they need to get that last mana skill to close those rounds out. So it was a really, really good recognition and good resource management on their end. So we'll have to see if they can keep that up, or if Reyko can try to capitalize on these big damage hits that they've been getting so frequently. Just like that, another
catches the 6S with the 5A. Basedwaffle, unfortunate drop, but it doesn't matter. We catch the reset opportunity. Guard button check right through the DP.
There's no such thing as a reversal here. There's only those 7 golden letters for Reyko.
Oh my gosh. I had no idea what was going on there.
Yeah, I think the teleport just displaced that hurt box on there, so they didn't have to worry about getting hit by the DP, and were able to lead through those big hits. But Basedwaffle already finding a big hit early on.
Yeah, just completely unfazed by the perfect that Reyko just got. But they're getting clipped by the mana skill. We got the beans up, 3 on deck. Catches the guard button check, but we're still blocking. Press the button.
Yeah, using the command dash to try to close the distance, but Reyko immediately respaces back out
Right for the 2S! That roll was such a great placement. This is fantastic for Basedwaffle. We're going to be able to set up here in the corner, but we'll have to see what comes of it.
Sets it up, just tries to bait out any of those crazy attempts. Reyko, that's what they tried to do to get out, but Basedwaffle prepared for it and prepared to extend this until the very end. This is 1-1. It is anyone's game.
Yeah, the first game was just 2 straight rounds. Reyko gets this, no worries. Second game, Basedwaffle gets this, no worries. But this third one, now we're stuck in dire straits here, and Reyko up against the corner, back against the ropes, wheels on wheels on wheels. We spin to win here, and right now Reyko lost 1/3 of their health and catches this burn damage too.
They'll have to find that next layer of the Ogre to get to really try to beat out Basedwaffle's defense, but a guard cancel will give an opportunity to try to get out, but a really good confirm for Basedwaffle.
Yeah, these poke outs from Basedwaffle have been so great this round. We've just been able to move through and understand the pressure that Reyko's putting on, and these defensive options from Reyko are just not paying off the way that they want to, but the teleport!
Yeah, it's able to quickly close them out, saying, hey, you don't get to do all this fancy movement. You're going to be stuck in time. And now, so they should be able to get all these free 2S's right here to bring them down to Awakening. Summon Swords at the very end, and we'll get the hit into
I don't think this is enough to kill, though.
I think
it's so close.
I think too much proration on there with too many hits that...
Awakening skill always does base 200 damage,
Yeah.
but it just wasn't at that point here. JMS! JMS! Oh my goodness! They did it again! They did it again! Basedwaffle! Ah!
And he's popping
Oh
over.
my god! Oh, what a... Oh, I'm at a loss for words, chat. I am at a loss for words.
That was so crazy. Like, JMS is such a good option right there because doing it immediately, like, off the air as a Tiger, like a TK JMS, you're immediately constantly creating the pressure. You're immediately also obtaining those plus frames on there. And a lot of characters, you know, they'll have an option to sometimes beat it out if you're just going to do it again. Lost Warrior doesn't, as far as I'm aware. I don't think Lost Warrior has an option to beat JMS into JMS, so you just have to guess immediately afterwards. Are they going to go for it again or are they not? Because it is so quick, and sometimes even that, with that audio cue, you can't react to the instant overhead off of it. So it can be so hard to deal with from time to time, and Basedwaffle did such a good job there. Now moving on to the winners finals of their pools.
Yeah, that's guaranteed out of pools, and that winners finals, whether winners or losers, depending on the results of that. But that JMS, that big wheel, she spins and spins, round around. Inquisitor goes, where she lands, no one knows.
The wheel of time keeps on turning, you know. You've got to be ready for it. And you've got to be ready for them to constantly like create those pressure situations, especially when it's neck and neck, like round counter ticking down. You do not have the time to try to wait, try to play patiently. And that's, I think, really what Basedwaffle did. Is just like, okay, I know that if I wait and I reset us back to neutral, they're going to be able to take control of the situation. So I have to make this gamble. I have to make it work. And cards turned in their favor that time.
That was a fantastic match. We're moving on to our next one. We have Diaphone versus Fidel Stix. We just saw Diaphone against Araway with the Vanguard, catching them off guard. It looks like Fidel Stix coming up, queuing up with the Berserker here.
Okay, yeah, Berserker's another one of those characters that I think, like, I remember in the early days of when this new patch dropped, I heard people saying Berserker was like top 1. This character has potential to do some really crazy damage, and then has the good neutral game of the other top tiers to really control the spacing of it. So it'll be kind of crazy to see if Diaphone can, you know, deal with it. But they did audible to switch to Hitman for it as well.
Yeah, Vanguard not quite enough to keep them out, but it looks like we're just going to want to try and play the neutral game with some great tools at the disposal of the Hitman. We got the Pearly Whites on, trying to get this blood-stained jacket all the way. Fidel Stix already with the offense getting started. We're going to be able to run the mix, get the damage, and take down our own life bar to get our resources back. Catches the backdash, that 2-8 that dropped from Fidel Stix. So dangerous.
Yeah, that hit was really, really what they were looking for to try to capitalize on it right there. To get all that extra damage, to get those big extensions that Berserker is known for. But the unfortunate drop gave Diaphone the opportunity to get in situations like this. You have no guard bar, no gray life, and this should be able to close it out. But the 4S doesn't hit at the very end.
Okay, careful on defense. Oh, we get the DP right on out. And Fidel Stix down the round. Diaphone with the button to win it. Catches the 5 MS with the 6S from Hitman?
Yep, so you're really, like, if you, once you get into the far screen ranges, the Berserker player's always going to want to just try to immediately pop into the Blood Frenzy install, and that'll allow them to really make their game plan go crazy. But Diaphone recognized that and immediately is catching him out with it and making them have to suffer. Safe jump right now. DP still too active.
Press the button just too early, but the 6S catches them off guard. Diaphone switching the tempo in his favor. Going to be able to seal it out here. 2 rounds to 0.
And even he's like, come on, why did that DP
Oh, sorry guys. Sorry guys, I'm playing Hitman. I'm sorry.
Look, this is an Arc Revo World Tour qualifier. It's the last one. It's that last spot.
I want to see the scummery.
Yes.
The scumbaggery. I want to see people pull out the dirty stuff.
You have to. Everything is on the line here. You cannot leave it up to fate. That's what Diaphone's trying to do with these big counter hits.
Yeah, just being able to press buttons when they feel the approach from Fidel Stix. They're just overextending on offense. And right now, Diaphone just with the calm and clean, simple gameplay all the way from one corner to the next.
Yeah, check with those JA safe jumps once again, but trying to keep the pressure going with those big counter hits off the 6 MS right there.
Oh, that was a very clever reset there. We had the standing plus frames off the 236 MS, just going for the JB when we didn't have mana to convert otherwise.
Yeah, and that's the kind of things that you need to do versus, characters like Berserker. You can't give them any kind of chance to try to make big plays happen.
Oh, but that's a great 5A poke. Reestablishing Frenzy here on the offense. You can't really do much because all of these Berserker plays will react to your defensive options. No punish on the DP hit.
Oh, they had another great hit, but couldn't find anything with that conversion as well. But Diaphone found a big hit here.
And we're going to be able to reestablish corner and get this meaty pressure. One hit JA overhead. Gets the rise in JB, and we're going to be able to seal the round. This is going to be 2-0. Diaphone over Fidel Stix.
Yeah, Fidel Stix was showing on really good early on to it. Like, hey, you've got to deal with the Berserker. I'm going to go all in. I'm going to try to just destroy you. But they had that one drop and that gave Diaphone all the time in the world to just take over the game and then just pushed on from there. But it was still like a really, really fantastic showing on them. And hopefully we get to see more Fidel Stix. Because I want to see more of that Berserker. I want to see more of that crazy action that they can bring. But Diaphone gets to make it over in the winner's final. So we'll see them at least in the top 40.
Definitely, 100%. Yeah, Berserker, a character that I've had lots of time against. At my local, there is a player. Shout out to my homie Alpaca, if you're watching. Hi, Alpaca. He's a very talented Berserker player, and he's just pressing the buttons, running the mix, getting the high damage combos, and I am just at a loss for words every single time. It's like, I made one mistake, and I died for it. I'm like at 75% bar. It's like, oh, he has 100% health. There's no way I'm dead here. And then somehow routes it into a point where he gets into Awakening and just builds all of their mana right back because it goes from 100 to 150 to 200 right into Awakening art. And it's just like, holy cow, I died from that?
Yep, that's the kind of stuff that you have to deal with a Berserker, but Diaphone did a really good job of just, especially recognizing, hey, I got to pick Hitman here. I just have to, stay in this neutral range, stay in that spacing where I'm not going to allow you to even get to that point. I'm just going to always be pressuring you, always stopping you from getting your game plan going and let mine go, because that's what I want to do and that's where I want to be. So it was a really, really good showing on there from both those players right there.
Yeah, very smart. Hitman, just another character, despite how simple and plain he may seem, very heavy snowballing character.
Yes.
Deceptively.
Yeah, and that's one of the, I think the big reasons of why that character is so good, because you're constantly just looping your very good, very basic pressure into immediate safe jump resets, into mix opportunities right there. And, not even alone, Diaphone was just playing the strike game plan, but he could also strike throw you really, really well as soon as they bring you into the corner, and then you're having to deal with more safe jumps, more instant overheads. And with those instant overheads, now you get jump cancels off them. You get big extensions from just even landing the instant JA.
Yeah, as well as just running the mids with the pinwheel, the 236 MS, just being able to just forward and back. Okay, you can try and press a button, but you probably shouldn't. Let's be real.
Yeah, and then as soon as you throw it out there, it's like you can try to pressure me afterwards, but I'm plus. I'm full screen and I'm plus, and then I've got my 2B, which will just check your toes.
And they made 2B better too. It pops up higher, so you get a full conversion. You can go like 2B 6S at basically every range now.
Yep. Well, he's he's an honest man, an honest, hardworking businessman. So he
honest, hardworking hitman. Let's be clear, okay?
Look, he's all mids. He's all mids.
Hey, if you get opened up, that's your fault.
Yeah.
Why did you get hit? That's your fault.
You have a block button. Use it.
We're queuing up our next match here. We have Cream versus Javamorris. Now, for those of you who don't know, Javamorris, very strong, them's fighting herds player. I believe they play Arizona, the cow with the lasso. And I turn on TFH because it's a fun game to watch.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's very interesting. And I just see, oh, it's Javamorris. I've seen them playing like everywhere. I've seen them in this top 8, in that top 8, winners finals, losers finals, grand finals. I've seen them all over here. From what I've seen them playing DNF though, Javamorris, a Lost Warrior player. Why are all of the Lost Warrior players in these pools right now?
Well, so you have to have the Lost Warrior death pool. You can't let them all make top 40.
That's true. That's true.
You can't allow people to know how good that character actually is because you still have to unlock them. You gotta put the work.
It's Highlander. It's the Highlander.
Yep.
There can be only one. Oh, is does my research deceive me? We have an Enchantress queued up.
Yeah, maybe potentially if they're doing a button check, might be just picking it there. But I could also see like wanting to prioritize Enchantress over Lost Warrior. If they knew Grappler was going to be the matchup this far in the bracket, you kind of know who your opponent's going to be and who they're playing. Lost Warrior being that slow character, you have to be very committal on your options to check Grappler. And if Grappler gets the right read, it's Jover. They're gonna dive in on you. They're gonna pick you up. They're gonna put you down, and then you're stuck in the strike throw mix without any way to pressure out of it.
Yeah, and Enchantress, a grappler in her own right.
Yes.
She puts you in the bear, and it's gonna hurt because that bear, especially now, like minimum damage from a single command grab, just is like gonna do like 500 damage or something insane like that.
Yes, and then you can immediately pop them up. Like if they try, once you get them into the corner, you have such high damage opportunity with the bear loops.
Not only the bear loops, it's now the jump fireball loops. You do the full lantern. It's like you get 1, you get 2, you get 3. It just keeps going on and on and on with that the recovery buff off of the JS, just making it these combos possible. Yeah. I'm a bit of an Enchantress fanboy. I played Enchantress for most of the previous patch, and it was hard work, but it was fun. Holy cow, it was fun.
Puppet characters are always exciting. They always get to do something crazy that you never expect, breaking the rules of the game almost. And that's what we're going to see as soon as we get these intros rocking.
Yeah, the Grappler against Enchantress is such a curious matchup to approach with, because Grappler does so much work just trying to get in, but Enchantress also has the lowest health in the game, so it's going to be extremely dangerous here.
Yeah, well, let's see what they can do, but right now, they're just checking them. But the immediate grab over on the initial.
Oh, the vacuum pulled Cream away so that didn't expect what was going to happen. Oh, wake up normal throw.
Oh, and the teleport out, say no thank you, but still finds the overhead hit, but not able to capitalize on it.
Oh, this is something that might be very important in this matchup now. The role from Enchantress is throw invulnerable too. We have the bear install, doing the easy stuff. Yeah,
that's going to be like a potentially huge, especially versus a character like Grappler, so that is why maybe Javamorris wants to switch over to that for this matchup. But the raw awakening!
They just did it! Oh my god! Cream! Oh my god.
Dealing so much damage, but then didn't have any of the awakening abilities afterwards using that, so Javamorris just quickly DPing out of the pressure.
Alright, that was a goofy round 1. Let's see what happens now.
You got to get those goofy ones out so you can take it seriously the rest of the way. Good parry right there. And be able to start your own pressure, but just tosses him out back midstream.
Wake up throw. The JS going right over the little homie and catches the roll on the recovery frames this time.
Yeah. Good use of the DP to get out as well as using the fireball to check. So now big damage coming through, stealing some of that mana back, so you got to keep the pressure going all the way from downtown.
Now we got Enchantress zoning, ran up for the command grab, still got caught. Oh!
Doing it again!
2 for 2! 2 for 2! Oh my gosh, they're just pressing the button.
Yeah, they want to press that button. You got to press that button.
Oh, that's that's projectile invulnerable, and mad DP is a projectile. You can't do that.
Oh my goodness.
It's a projectile. That's such a niche interaction. You have to know these things, unfortunately.
And that's why Cream is all the way up here now, getting ready and willing to fight. Trying to use the anti-air kicks, but Javamorris staying on the ground now, gets to play the zoning game. Fireballs and minions coming through, but shoulder tackle still flips.
Javamorris really content to play the zoning game, but hasn't really implemented Mad into how they're zoning.
Oh,
Not a punish, but they just ran with it for the full charge grab, and they were caught holding down back.
This is how you know Cream plays grapplers in every game. They've got that mindset. They've got that ability to just be dominating. They got the squad behind them, popping them up as well.
Yo, they got look at the KFC buckets. They got the whole family meal out here.
Oh my goodness. Cream showing off the excitement, showing the potential threat that they are, and right now, Javamorris has to be careful.
Oh, the 5B gets caught. Okay, but we're just DPing out. No pressure for you, good sir.
Yeah, knowing how much the Cream have been wanting to go for those grab resets, just DP out as soon as you feel it, and it can put you in a good situation, and Javamorris getting a good recognition of that parry coming through. So now you got to keep them into the corner. But
oh, they went for the command grab, but they just jumped right out. But Cream getting punished for their unfortunate not recognizing the air combo there.
Yeah. And now Javamorris already keeping them down all the way on the East Coast.
Oh, the missed input.
Pressed it again. It works.
Oh, they're doing it. Oh, Cream! Cream! Oh my God!
But you notice how it's been working really well for Cream in a lot of situations just like that. You're getting the armor tackle once again, and they are able to get the round.
Oh, I came into the commentary booth, I talked to the streamer, I said, DNF is a game that makes me smile. That's a projectile! We just went over this!
Yeah, and Cream is ready for all these projectiles coming through. Just keeping it honest, good combo, being able to get these big extensions. Knockdown, but a teleport out saying, no thank you, I'm good. Shoulder tackle once again!
Yep. Oh, the DP's all the way on the other side! It's on the other side!
And Cream able to take that over Javamorris 2-0.
Oh my God! Oh. For those of you at home, if you can't tell, I love this game!
Yeah.
This is a great game. Holy crap! Holy cow!
This is certainly one of the video games of all time.
It is one of the video games of all time. I'm so glad this has like a professional tour too.
Right?
Because we get to see all of this like culminate in the community, in the huge finals with the big prizes, all the way held out. It's like in a month and a half or something crazy.
Yeah, it's in March, right?
It's in March. It's like mid-March or something. Ugh.
Yeah,
we have our next match queuing up. Diaphone versus Abbock. Potential for a Hitman mirror. We're going to see some good, honest fundamentals regardless, because Diaphone, as we saw earlier, they also have the Vanguard. I saw Diaphone also, when the patch dropped, they were messing around with Launcher as well.
Yeah.
Launcher, another character that got buffed. We saw Diaphone playing against Araway, and Araway didn't have, we didn't get to see too much of Araway, because Diaphone is just honest fundamentals, big plus big damage is a good combination.
Yeah, and I think you're not going to be seeing like the Hitman mirror bringing out, because Hitman mirrors are one of those mirrors that you have all the tools to deal with yourself. It's the true 5-5. And
it's 10-0. Hitman wins every time.
Yeah, true. Valid. So I think it's going to be something that you're going to see like them switch over to playing back Vanguard, because Vanguard gets to actually stay at ranges that Hitman has to be more committal on his options. So Vanguard being able to be a lot quicker and stay safer at farther ranges forces them to come in and play close, and then it's a great opportunity for the Vanguard player to pressure them for even trying to get close.
Well, we'll be able to see what's going on up next, but for sure we haven't seen Abbock playing anything else, and as far as I've seen Abbock entering tournaments, they've just been on the Hitman, so rocking those fundies through and through. We see the Vanguard queuing up here in our preview screen for those of you who haven't seen it yet. And it looks like we might be getting Vanguard versus Hitman. Thumbs up here. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Are we good?
Well, of course, thumbs up. We're having a great time.
We're having a great time.
We're having a great time.
Thumbs up at home if you think you're good. If you're having a good time here watching DNF Duel. We won't be able to see it, but we'll know you're doing it.
Yep. I'll be checking the VODs. I'll make sure chat's got all their thumbs up coming through.
We'll feel the vibes through the air.
Yeah.
Through the internet. Just feel it out. Like these players are having a good time. You can tell they're smiling. DNF is definitely that kind of game that gets you smiling.
Yeah, it's like, you can't not be mad when playing this game. Like, it's just the amount of crazy things that are happening all the time. It is such a fun time. It is so, like, I mean, you get players like Cream, that we just saw. It's like, oh, they're a grappler player, and then they are just, like, the best grappler of the time. But we don't need any grapplers right now because we got some honest mid-range happening right here. Diaphone on the Vanguard, Abbock on the Hitman.
Yeah, trying to go for that behead really early on. Behead, one of the very powerful moves of this patch.
You're going to see them trying to bait out these big options full screen, but Abbock using that 2B right there, just constantly checking the toes. But the 2B of the own from Diaphone gives them a hit, so now they want to stay close.
Yep, Diaphone was doing the very same thing against Araway. Run up block into jump S, just to catch them pressing a button or to catch them trying to get a throw tech. And now Diaphone takes the first big hit, and look at this damage already coming in.
But you see Abbock now prepared for that and going to be able to counter appropriately, getting a big hit off of it.
And we're going to be able to get this OGG right into the safe jump setup. Vanguard's a tall boy, so you have to be careful of the instant overhead. It does come earlier than others.
Sets it out once again, trying to get him to bait out, but Abbock willing to hold the guard button all the way full screen.
Oh, Abbock is just trying to push Diaphone to the corner, but the way Diaphone is just threatening space, he's able to push right back to the opposite side. Diaphone was in the corner for like 5 seconds, and now we're all the way back, and he takes the round for it. Abbock is just seems like they're a little scared of these options that Vanguard has at the forefront of their neutral positioning.
One thing that I really liked from Abbock is their decision, once Diaphone got far enough full screen, immediately started running in again. So ready to recognize that, hey, Diaphone's going to want to get close. But Diaphone was just prepared for that to even happen and was able to preemptively strike a little bit more.
And tried to go for the behead and converted right away to get the block in time. Oh, huge, huge! The S counter hits! This is big damage and corner carry here for Vanguard.
Yes, keeps it going right
Oh,
there.
2? Do it again? No, we want to save our meter here.
Yeah, we only wanted to deal 50% damage right there, so.
50% is enough. Punish! Punish!
And this is where the other 50% will come in, but no!
Oh, they dropped the combo! You gotta confirm off the shoulder tackle here. We have Shattering Strike. This is so dangerous for Diaphone right now.
Start to cancel out of it, so they gotta keep their own pressure. But that conversion gate is building, and Abbock knows, hey, I'm dying regardless of this hit.
But that 5A, this is exactly what you were pointing out. When we have that full screen positioning, Abbock now knows that they want to run in. But Diaphone pushing that further and putting out the stop sign, that 5A telling Abbock, you cannot take this ground back just yet.
Yeah, you really got to find an opportunity to get in before they can preemptively plus. So you might be seeing some dash blocking coming through Abbock, but finds the JS hit right there and able to convert it off a little scramble right there.
And we're able to get the knockdown here off the big stomp, and we got the safe jump catching the roll out. That's the OS on the OS.
Oh, yeah, neutral once again. Diaphone's spear being better than the sword, so Abbock knows they have to get close to bring out the guns.
Oh, behead, not quite long enough. Look at this guard bar, though. Oh, tried to convert out of it. Catches the 5B on the way down despite being hit from the JS.
And now you get this Awakening extension. Won't be able to kill off this big hit, but will in the next reset opportunity. So now, utilizing the plus frames and checks it on there. Abbock really wanted to press.
Oh, this has got to be it. This has got to be it. Oh!
Misses but blocks the DP.
Oh, they tried to roll in. Oh, we're playing the layers that haven't even been peeled back yet. They already know.
Yeah, I really like that roll there to try to bait out the follow-up option in Awakening.
God.
But
oh, yeah, that 5B anti-air, bring him down to the ground.
We'll cash out for a big extension as well off of this. Put him into the corner, checks with the JS right there, but
yeah, that air reset positioning, very tricky, something that a lot of players have been using a lot more recently.
Oh, and a good DP, being able to put them right at that angle to make it work. But Abbock now takes their turn back afterwards, gonna let that guard bar refill back up.
Yeah, we're trying to get a little bit of mana back by playing the neutral here. Behead! That's armored! You can't do that!
Yeah, you can't even use the Awakening follow-up on there.
The Shatter Strike just gets absorbed by the Behead armor. It's so powerful. That move is just so strong.
Oh! They found the JSA right there, but weren't able to get anything crazy off it. And Diaphone immediately pressuring once again.
Yeah, it looked like Abbock wanted to go for the instant overhead JB, and Diaphone just found the opportunity with the 5A, but this poke out from Abbock is going to be able to take back the momentum in their favor.
Sets it up once again, safe jumps. So Diaphone just holding the pressure right now, knowing they don't have to be too scared. Plus frames. Just checks with the 2B. Diaphone willing to block. Able to throw the big armored hits, knowing that Abbock can't do too much about a conversion and stay safe. And a nice DP.
Yeah, Diaphone's been going for that JS bait so frequently now that we're just still working around it, but that 2MS able to catch them out of the air.
All right, good job right there.
Oh, did they even have conversion available, or were they just hanging themselves there? Diaphone just riding the behead all the way off. No guillotine necessary.
Yeah, I think I don't think they had conversion there. I think it was one of those like make or break situations, and really trying to like give them an opportunity to take over, but unfortunately didn't end up working for them. And Diaphone was able to move it on in the winner's side.
Yeah, Abbock was doing a great job of recognizing that the behead was out and converting just to stay safe. I think that was the only time that behead just fully hit like that, especially at that range. There had been times where it just caught them in neutral and perhaps caught them with like one single hit. But I feel like that was a very pivotal moment where Abbock, if they had the resources available to them, they would have been able to do something about it. And they'd shown repeatedly that they would have been able to.
Yeah, I think it may have just been like they thought they had a little bit of gray life right at the very end from that chip, and it recovered just in time for it to not work out for them, unfortunately.
It's always a weird feeling. It's like, yeah, I'm fine here. I can do whatever I want. I've got conversion, right? And then it just recovers, and you're just like, oh, crap, what did I just do?
The Curb Your Enthusiasm theme starts playing in your head, and you're like, oh. Happens all the time to me when I'm playing, at least.
All right, we've got our next match queuing up here. We saw both these players earlier. Fan favorite, Family Meal Cream. That's not their actual sponsor tag or crew tag. CVLY Cream versus Basedwaffle.
And this is gonna be like, this is gonna be interesting because we saw the versus the Enchantress and having all those different tools available to them in recognition of like, hey, this is where I can shoulder tackle through, this is where I can roll through, this is where I can check. But you're now dealing with the Inquisitor. Yeah, and this has the potential to really like, if they're throwing out Molotovs full screen or trying to stay close in it and space it out with it, the same game plan can work, but it might not if Basedwaffle is ready to just sit there and just check with 2A, check with 5A, check throw out the instant JMS kind of thing.
Yeah, we saw this matchup earlier actually.
Yeah.
I believe Basedwaffle versus CWheezy, I believe maybe. I think that might have been it.
Sounds right.
The Grappler versus I believe it was Basedwaffle, and they were just not being punished for these guesses as hard as they could have. And right now, Cream might be able to have the conversions that can threaten as hard as they have been. And Basedwaffle needs to be careful of what happens against Cream here. Cream was another player that was able to just put it all on the line. You saw them press Awakening skill. It worked every time. Yeah, every time!
Because they weren't prepared for it. They weren't ready for it. The mental stack wasn't there. But now Basedwaffle, if they weren't playing, they were able to see, like, hey, this is how Cream wants to play. That could give them an advantage of trying to deal with their mental stack, but we'll have to see as we get into it. Cream right now just trying to find opportunities to get in. It's really good.
Yeah, the counter hit 5B, catching the reel back up the 5MS, but now we're just in the corner. That doesn't counter lows. He can't be doing that.
Yep. And a Basedwaffle going to just get a quick and clean extension.
We're going to be able to set up here. They dropped the combo, but not close enough. Trying to go for the grab. That is the 5-frame universal option, but they were not in range for it.
Yep, space themselves out to get a great hit. So now, keeping the pressure going. 6S early cancel now, so you have to hold these plus frames.
Yeah, the combo long enough to get some of this meter back. We'll have to see what goes on for it, but it does not matter. Basedwaffle with a healthy life bar, pulling this first game in their first round in their favor.
Yeah, Basedwaffle really just keeping the aggression, keeping the pressure going, and just like that, immediately backdashing out as soon as they see the shoulder tackle and checking it with the Molotov, saying, hey, you can't do that. You got to play it a little more fair, a little more honest. You gotta, hold the axe that's coming through. He checks with the immediate 2A there after the command dash.
Yeah, we're just putting on the pressure here. We're in exhaustion. gets the throw, able to just represent these lows. The anti-roll tech we saw earlier, now we establish the neutral presence here.
Checks
Oh,
through.
not close enough for the 5S.
No, and Basedwaffle's going to really capitalize on that drop right there, not allowing them to get anything, but Basedwaffle drops their own, so Cream is able to find a good hit, and now is able to try to, get their own game plan going, but Basedwaffle willing to just block and roll at the great time to turn the tables.
Yeah, we're just right back out, just getting these nickels and dimes to pay the bills here. And Basedwaffle once more in exhaustion with the 2S catches, but not enough to do anything.
Oh, and a great roll that comes through to bait out the plus frames reset. And Basedwaffle takes the first game.
It looks like we've gotten these strike in the mix-up, but not yet the throw. So
Yes.
Basedwaffle seems good enough just to roll out of a lot of these mix-ups so far.
Yeah, Cream might be wanting to play a little too cautious, trying to bait those.
Oh, there's the throw.
Yeah.
But it was the full charge. Unfortunately, they didn't have it in time. We have the oil slick up. Big juggle.
And big hits coming from Basedwaffle off this as well. Gonna get the flame extension.
Now we're gonna be able to set up DP off the combustion, able to get us the OTG into the pressure setups.
And now gets the throw of their own. Just trying to keep that mental stack growing bigger and bigger on a Cream's end, but now they're sitting in Awakening. So anything could happen if Cream is able to make a big read.
Oh my gosh, that catches 6SS. We're able to get the combo into the special to seal it out. KO Basedwaffle on set point here.
I do think Basedwaffle would have been able to convert off that. I was like, oh, stray hit, knock him back down. But no, Basedwaffle showing how strong they are.
That was a super late hit on the active frames for that oil bottle as well.
Yeah, showing that you can't try to jump versus the Inquisitor. You have to try to stay on the ground because they will catch you out of it. But a good tech.
That's that's the third time they've dropped this combo in this set.
And Cream, has been getting a great poke immediately afterwards, but not able to fully capitalize on it due to the spacing.
Oh, yeah, just setting up with the flame carpet. Right back in, 6S whiff into throw. Just establishing all of this pressure, going in and out. Bob and weave, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. We're on our last legs here, and Basedwaffle is going to be able to take it. 2-0 over Cream.
Yeah, putting on
Cream pop off!
Well, you got to pop off. That was sick.
Was that winners finals of their pool?
That, I believe, was...
It might have. Cream popping off. They might have still made it out of pools with that.
I believe that was winners finals, if I'm thinking of the timelines right. Because Cream won, still in
They
winners
won
finals.
versus Reyko.
Yes,
We haven't seen them lose on stream yet. Congratulations to Cream and Reyko for making it out of pools. Or not Reyko. Basedwaffle.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I'm having a good time, but these names are going in and out, in and out.
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of, once you get to this part of the bracket, you're seeing everybody come through. The culmination of being able to actually fight through the crowd. So you get to this point where, hey, I want to make it in the top 40. I want my chance for a shot at the top. And so you're going to see a lot of these games go the distance, go the mile with that as well. People not wanting to take these big risks. They know if they lose, it's all gone.
Definitely. We have our next match queuing up. Frosted versus Araway. We saw Araway on the launcher against Diaphone. Frosted here queuing up with the Inquisitor. Now this is a matchup, I'm playing launcher right now because I think she's fun and I like to shoot the gun. This is a very curious matchup in my perspective because sometimes you try to anti-air the JMS with your 2S, which has a little bit of extra upper body and vulnerability now, and sometimes it just does not work.
Yeah.
Because the JMS jumping mana scale from Inquisitor is god dang huge.
Yeah, that air Beyblade just covers, it's literally just like the big hurtbox saying, or a big hitbox saying, hey, don't come here. Just stay away. This is my zone, but they're always going to do it close to you. They're always going to hit you with it, and it's good if it's good for them if you block it. It's good for them if you hit it. So it's always a tough situation to be in.
Yeah, just put out the no-fly zone, put the big stop sign. Let's see how this gets. Araway is going to need to get some space in at the very, very beginning here.
Yep. And Frosted right now trying to use that JMS early on and with the Molotov as well to create some kind of spacing, but Araway gets to sit full screen and now gets to zone out a good roll in to try to keep the pressure going, and Frosted gets a nice throw.
Oh, just catching the overextension, the 5AA. Going to be able to take this further to the corner.
Oh, nice roll off the big cannon right there, and gets a great check, but not able to pick it up.
Oh, no punish from Araway. We're spending into exhaustion here. The roll through on the 5B, that's fully punishable, and this is going to be great damage for Frosted here.
Yeah, big extension, just pop him up one more time. OTG with the holy water. Say your prayers as you have to deal with the big strike throw pressure, but not able to get a big extension as they roll out.
Keep your hands to yourself, Inquisitor. Oh yeah, the Vortex coming in from the 6 MS from Launcher, bringing Frosted away from them, and now the DPs, that's the second time we've caught in that interaction.
Yeah, and we've also seen that roll once again on the too close of the pressure, but a DP hits from full range, so it kept them safe and gave Frosted another chance to stay alive.
Yeah, that X1 pulled them back outside of the grab range, but they still got the 2A to seal it out. That's super close between these two players here. Oh, the roll not quite early enough. Run up throw.
Oh, and the check on the roll through as well to get these good hits. Frosted has to be careful. Grenades coming through. Oh, right, their turn.
Yeah, that catches the roll, but not close enough. We get the DP out. Oh, just re-established neutral. Attempted guard cancel gets completely whiffed. Now Frosted has all of the offense they could need.
That's the Molotovs once again. Good guard cancel once again, but DP's immediately out of the pressure saying, no, thank you. You got to stay in that corner. You got to hold this pressure, but a nice 2A.
Yeah, we're going to be able to pick up with the X1 here. We're just taking the corner. Just not going for any complicated combo situations, but we're going to be able to seal this out if we have the right confirmations here. Right into the awakening skill. Frosted is going to take this first game by stringing them up.
Yeah.
Put them up for trial. It's a witch, I tell you, a witch.
Burning the Heretics technology here? No, only magic.
Only magic.
Only the purest of the flames coming through. Frosted now up around it. And only needs one more to stay alive, but Araway gets to now sit full screen and gets to play a very solid zoning game.
Oh, yep, that 5AA ever since release, so good at just baiting and punishing the rolls. Oh, not close enough for the missile. X1, hold that. Oh, watch the grenade. Oh,
yeah.
The 6S right outside of it. The 2B from Launcher has to be her best tool.
Yeah, it is such a great option, but that DP was a great choice right there. Immediately just resets back out to neutral and allows for the Molotov to come through to keep the pressure going, but Frosted baited out the DP instead.
Yeah, I think Araway must have gone for that option like at least 3 times already, so you have to be careful. Got the shimmy, the meaty 5A. We don't have a lot of mana to go here.
Yeah, not able to keep the extension going with the mana at the very end, so Frosted has to find one more opportunity to make a big hit, but Araway getting some really good damage here.
Oh, with the right conversion, they might have been able to kill there, but they were just outside of range trying to get that 6S, but we're still just keeping the positioning. That 2A punishes the roll, and Araway puts their first round on the board.
Yeah, and add a pixel while at it, so really just trying to stay super defensive and allowing Frosted to make these big mistakes to create opportunities like this where they get really, really solid damage.
Poking through the Vortex, keeping them close to the corner, but that 2MS, that DP, such impeccable forward range.
Oh, and a nice check on there, the Molotov being slightly too far to keep them in block stun, so now you got to hold the launcher pressure once again.
Oh yeah, careful, careful. That 2B 4S is such a tricky tool that a lot of launcher players have been really implementing in their gameplay.
And you're implementing some big damage off of it as well, forcing Araway to stay in the corner, have to do something kind of big to get out, and that JMS working for them, tosses it back in the corner once again. Molotov, hold these plus frames.
Yeah, we're able to lay on the pressure. That first hit of 5S connecting, so still get the cancel, but the roll out fast enough to hold that. We caught them with the Vortex and gets the punish off of this. Are we going to be able to get a kill?
Yep, you will right at the very end, able to get exactly enough damage that they need to tie it up 1-1.
Araway was looking a bit shaky in that first game, and now they're just pulling back. Inches become miles, and we're caught right up.
Yeah, tried to use the DP to anti-air, but Frosted gets the delay with the JMS and gets big damage off of it already, 50%.
Yeah, and this burn damage gets caught overhead on the safe jump setup.
Yeah, I like that instead of going for the OTG, knowing how much they've been willing to DP to try to bait out these.
Oh, the shimmy! That slight walk back to introduce that feeling of hesitation in the opponent, and Frosted goes on to set point here. We'll have to see what Araway has to do to respond to all of this.
Right now, they're currently getting hit by Molotovs. The pressure might be too much for them. Too many cooks in the kitchen, so to speak.
Yeah, the fire is getting far too hot. Araway on the back foot here, gets the safe jump setup, empty throw, and Frosted has all the momentum in their favor. They're setting up, they're oiled, they're burned. Get this extra damage, extra credit.
Yeah, but not enough to keep them out just yet, so you have to be very careful. Don't have a lot of life to work with, no gray health to make any big conversion plays. But
what a poke out.
Yeah, these are the kind of big hits that they're going to be looking for. Oh, and the DP whiffs a great backdash to bait it out right there. So now, gonna keep these big extensions, but misses the missile confirm. So,
oh, they tried to roll out. They were still getting punished by it. Are we gonna get 4S into super? We missed the 4S.
Oh,
Frosted. They tried to go for the feint. The 5A catches. We're tying it up 1 round apiece in the final game.
Yeah, those 5As and 2As have, I think, been the key that Araway needs to win these rounds. They're seeing that Frosted is always trying to pressure them, always trying to do these like little shimmies to create the perfect spacing, and they can really utilize the large active frames to just clip them out and get big damage for it, but a great roll through from Frosted to beat out the laser.
Yeah, all of these projectiles, if you can roll at the right time and get right through, Launcher is super vulnerable, is unable to get any sort of meaty situation. The DP fully invulnerable on its startup.
Now keeping it going once again, but Frost staying careful, uses the Molotov to keep it safe as well, and get a good hit off of this.
Yeah, I think these real backs off of the bottles are going to do really great to work around these 5As that you mentioned, and right now Frosted has so much momentum here.
Just stagger right now, using the light frames, trying to reset, trying to force Araway to do something crazy, but they're willing to just block.
Oh, what a roll, but they still get clipped trying to press the button, counter hit, no punish. Gonna be able to get the JMS and OTG to seal it out, that extra burn damage, making it nice and easy. And we're able to take it over Frosty, over Araway here.
Yeah, that was like, that was fantastic. Just the constant movement, the constant pressure on the launcher. And you saw Araway making the comeback, making these reads, making the right decisions to like lead all this extra damage again and again and again and again. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough right at the very end, because the Inquisitor was just able to fully close it out and fully capitalize on the slightest kind of mistakes.
And we're back. More DNF pools coming at you. We're coming up on the last legs of this block. We're at the very end. These matches are getting so close to making it out of pools. We've already seen so many players, so many talented players already out, but there's still one more slot for each left.
Yep.
And we're going to have to see what's coming up.
Yeah, and you know, like I said, we've seen a ton of action. We're going to look back to some previous. If you missed the beginning part of this block, we're going to see a rematch of Reyko777 and Reptalionsea, which we saw from like the early stage of winners, like very, very early into the pool. So hopefully a double Jeopardy's not going to be happening here, depending on who you're rooting for. But we will see an exciting game.
Oh yeah, that was the Inquisitor versus Lost Warrior.
Yep.
This pool block has like 3 Inquisitors and 3 Lost Warriors.
Yeah.
I'm baffled. I am baffled. These are characters you don't see very often, but it's a treat to see them.
It is kind of crazy, like, how many are condensed into this pool. Because, like, normally when you're online, like, oh, Berserker, Hitman, Dragon Knight, you know, all these, like, more common characters. But you're going to see the really interesting stuff, the core of the DNF experience happening.
There's been, like, 1 match only that hasn't had these characters on screen. At least during this block here.
Yeah.
But let's sketch this rematch here. That 2B already coming out. It worked so well earlier, so we'll have to see. Guard button check with the overhead, too.
And now going to be able to bring up these time stop counters, trying to use another guard button check, but this time Reptalionsea able to block the initial mix, but not able to block the second one. So just
right around that JMS, doesn't quite catch it though. Yeah. Overhead, catch the third bean up. OTG.
Yeah, it should be able to close it out, not even needing to stop time. Just able to keep the pressure going. So we'll have to see if Reptalionsea can make the big adaptations they need to, or if Reyko can keep the pressure going in a nice 2v1.
Oh yeah, and because that was a counter hit there, we got an OTG off of it. Great recognition from Reyko.
All right, good roll through on there, being able to beat the check on it, but this time Reyko has to hold this pressure.
Oh, tries to get them with the 6MS, but still getting caught by the Molotov, not quite making it through the 2B success there.
And it's like we've seen earlier with this, like as soon as Reptalionsea can get close and keep the pressure going, it is so hard for Reyko to deal with a lot of what's going on. But they just need situations like this over and over and over again, but they don't have to worry about the close range. They're going to play the Lost Warrior game today.
Yeah, Reyko's just doing such a great job of putting out buttons. Putting out buttons in such a way that Reptalionsea just has yet to really move through it, and it really doesn't look like they understand what's going on against Lost Warrior yet.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes that just happens. Like this is not a popular character. Sure, we've had like half a dozen of them in this pool, but it is not something you will see every day. So I think Reyko's going to try to use that to their advantage if they can.
Yeah, we got 2 beans up here. We're laying out the pressure, but no safe jump. Using that JS keeps them in the air, and Reptalionsea right out, but we get another bean with the teleport on.
Tries to go for the cross through, but this time Reptalionsea able to block it, but won't be able to block the overhead.
Ah!
And the confirmation afterwards.
Oh, we pressed the button. All of this damage coming out super well. This is a one-touch game for both players. Get the time stop, get the damage, get the kill. Reyko quickly up on set point.
Yeah, you're going to have to see like a big change from Reptalionsea. Try to, you know, get into these scramble situations that they want to be in just like that, but the DP was too slow, so you're going to get punished for it.
Oh, look at these combos. 3 beans up, cuts the 4th, but no time stop yet. Next hit might be able to kill here from Lost Warrior, so you better be careful.
Keeps the pressure going, but this time rolls out of the overhead, so it doesn't have
Oh, is that enough to kill? Look at how much mana we have.
Yeah, with the time stop as well, that's exactly what they needed to take that one.
Yeah, we got the hood perfect on that one, too. Still a full yellow bar, but not quite a perfect KO. A little bit of chip damage goes a long way in that case. And that was a quick set. Reyko777 moving on to the losers finals of their pool.
Yeah. You know, showing that, like, hey, I got to make it out. I got to show my dominance. I got to show the world what Lost Warrior can do. But it's still an excellent showing for both of them. And hopefully, you know, we'll be able to see more of them in the future. But Reyko's going to be the one that we'll be probably seeing the most coming up in a match or two.
Yeah, it's been really great to see these the Lost Warrior talent. Because it's such a fun, it's like such a crazy character to watch. You always forget what they do. And when they do it, it's like, what the heck did I just see? The new implementation of their new jump special move, the jumping 6S, has been really great from Reyko's side. It's like you do your 2S cancel on block into jump 6S, and it's right through. It's disorienting. And from the looks of it, it may be plus because of how they were implementing it. And it's just so interesting to see.
And it's one of those like newer tools that if you're not fully comfortable with knowing exactly how to deal with it, they can get a ton of mileage off of it. And you saw that, like they were just immediately popping it and then able to keep the pressure going again and again and again afterwards.
And we're queuing up our next match here. We have CWheezy versus Frosted. We saw CWheezy earlier. I believe they were a Grappler player, and Frosted another Inquisitor that we saw earlier.
Yep, the matchup of the pool. The Grappler versus the Inquisitor so far. And this is for the winner. Winner of this will make it out in the top 48. Loser, they got to wrap it up, pack it up, and go home. So everything's going to be on the line here. CWheezy was definitely more of a, you know, compared to, like how we saw Cream earlier, CWheezy was very conservative in their gameplay, willing to just block, willing to just stay really patient, and then once they find their opportunity, capitalize on it. But Frosted doesn't really give people those chances to be that calm.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a huge point of interaction that we need to see here. Looks like we might have missed our button select.
Happens to all of us. I do it all the time.
Or perhaps, did we miss our colors? I'm confused here. Regardless, we're going to be seeing this matchup really soon. It's going to be very interesting to see how Frosted uses their tools such as 2A, such as Molotov, to get through what Grappler has at their disposal. But Grappler, there's a lot to get through, and there's a lot to put on the table when it comes to the approach. There's so much to think about because we also have our charged shoulder tackle as well as our charged, the leap. Whatever it may be called, lots of really fancy names on these. But when you have conversion, it becomes all the more deadly, and that's something that's very prominent in the approach in Grappler, especially with a character like Inquisitor that just has these tools to stay full screen.
Yep. And another thing, like you mentioned with the conversion, a lot of the pressure that Inquisitor is going to bring to the table is these multi-hitting stuff. So your gray health is going to build up very, very big and very quickly. So that gives you a lot of potential conversion opportunities if you can capitalize on it. But right now, Frosted wants to stay at this range, tossing the Molotov, trying to check him out, but CWheezy gets a roll out under, and now able to keep the pressure going.
All right, we're already about half guard bar, but we get the cross up with the big stomp. Catching the OTG here, we're gonna be able to get a reset. Oh, what a press.
Yeah, was slightly too charged on that to be able to make anything big happen. Frosted recognized that. Able to Abare out.
And looked like an anti-DP setup, probably going to armor through, but the Abare 2A able to go through this armor that Grappler has at their disposal, and just the quick walk back, the shimmy dash forward 2A, and this could be big damage and likely a kill here.
Yo, should be able to quickly and cleanly close out.
OTG?
Yeah, OTG. I was worried for half a moment. I was worried that wasn't going to work. For
I was watching the health bar for the burn damage, and I saw it stop, and I was worried something might happen.
Yeah, but that's why Frosted is over there and we're back here. They knew exactly that that was going to kill. And a nice run-up throw, being able to implement that into their game plan very quickly. Oh, gets the cross-up.
Yeah, that JS, a very powerful tool and a great starter here for CWheezy.
Oh, tried to get for the pressure reset right there. But Frosted prepared for it with the DP, now just staggering out with the 2A, 2B, trying to force a big press from CWheezy, but right now DPs and stray hits will be what they're looking for.
Yeah, the anti-air 2MS working out really well, but the reel back on the fire bottle, not quite enough, caught by the explosion, by the leap, this opening pressure for CWheezy and sealing the round.
Yeah, and that's the kind of thing they're looking for. They're looking for that accidental little slip-up that happens and then getting big hits for it. And I think that, like, you're going to see that work out for them well with these big hits like that JS.
Yeah, Frosted has really just been trying to control the ground with these 2As and 2Bs, and it looks like CWheezy is starting to use the air to their advantage.
Oh, nice pickup right there. Oh, gets a counter hit and a DP punish off that.
Oh. They had the hit, they just already committed to the tick setup to bait the DP, and CWheezy, just traditional Grappler fundamentals, trying to get them into doing something, overextending, and being scared.
But when you're just willing to block, sometimes it works out for you, but yeah, can't block in the air, so that gives CWheezy a big hit in the corner. A nice side swap.
Yeah, good look on the guard button. Experienced DNF players know what to use. Cross up.
Yeah, just get out of there, say, no, thank you, I'm good. You're not going for these fancy safe jumps. You're just trying to pressure me over and over again. So now I want to keep you in the mid-screen. Nice. Yeah. 5S.
Attempting to get out of a repressure situation. That 5S hits from the 2B. A big open up for Frosted. We're going to be able to set up our pressure here.
Yep. And now you're going to be able to bring the big wheel and baits out the guard cancel. Grappler guard cancel being like very normal, a very reasonable sized button. So not able to punish a lot of the wheel setups that Frosted can bring to the table.
Yeah, you have to really recognize that jump super early if you want it to hit, because otherwise it's either safe or just you're already caught in the wheel. We're setting up here, going to be able to get double combustion off the big wheel into the DP. We have OTG oil at our disposal here, just going for a safe setup perhaps.
Going, gets the run up with the shoulder tackle.
And that was very good reaction. The shoulder tackle being projectile invulnerable. We're able to get an open up here. Look at this gray life. Oh, gone too.
I won't, because that grab was able to quickly close it all out right there. But Frosted finding another really good hit. Keep him into the corner. Sets up with the holy water.
All right, we're just moving through. They converted right into it. Unfortunate for CWheezy. Oh, anti-air 2MS Frosted tying it up quickly. The adaptation on adaptation. These players are playing the fighting game.
Yes. Yeah, Frosted is really being just like recognizing exactly how CWheezy wants to be, how they want to pilot, and trying to capitalize on these mistakes. But these air hits, CWheezy is just always checking, hey, do you remember how to use the guard button on the first hit? And Frosted is never using it.
It's something you have to be really cognizant of, especially with a character that has such a big hitting cross-up jump normal like JS.
Good extensions right here. Going to get some big damage. Tries to go for a reset, and it does end up working for them. CWheezy now match point.
Just that was just a grappler round. Like, sometimes you just make all the right guesses and it works out, and it's so hard to contest in situations like this. Quick tick throw, using the Molotov.
Oh, and finds a great escape option to hit with the conversion, so you're going to see some big damage to keep him in the corner. Tries to check it once again, but Frosted ready for it this time, so now...
Yeah, they went for a charged normal, a charged S normal, still getting opened up by the low here, and now Frosted has the offense. Combustion, OTG oil if we want it.
Yep, they did, and they also want that throw set up afterwards, so now they're scared of it, just hold him down back, and shoulder tackle gets clipped by the end of the Molotov.
And because they were oiled up, they got the OTG set up from it. The tick throw, not quite enough to kill here. Went for it again. The 2A pokes out. We're on to last round here in this set. CWheezy versus Frosted.
This is anyone's game. Anything can happen right here. CWheezy just backing up, playing really safe, not trying to do anything too crazy. Forces Frosted to come in and burn all that mana really quickly. And now gets the run-in, but no opening just yet.
Oh, rolls through, trying to get over that big leap.
Pressure once again just jumps back out, finds the overhead, but not able to get anything as they're able to block it. So Frosted capitalizes on that.
Oh, unfortunate drop there. It didn't look like the JMS actually connected, but we still just held down back just in case.
Yeah, was able to recover in time enough to make it safe and gives Frosted another chance at some big damage here.
Using the OTG to set up here. We're establishing pressure here. Gets the double tick low. We have the oil set up. We get the combustion, but no mana yet. We're in exhaustion.
But now refilling ever so slowly, but CWheezy needs a miracle to happen because that is a lot of health left on Frosted.
Quick throw. This ought to be a one-touch game for Frosted, depending on how much they get back. The conversion puts them in the one-touch range.
And now you have to hold this pressure once more, and they check with the 2A again and again and again, and it eventually worked out for them to close it out.
Yeah, and just really great way of checking the grappler presence. They established very early on that we said, you do not get to approach on the ground. I'm going to throw out these Molotovs. I'm going to check with that 2A, that 2B, so that you can't use your charged normals and charged specials to armor through these approaches. And it was a very, very great play there.
Yeah, it was really, like, the micro decision making at the very end of that set was phenomenal from both those players right there. But, you know, CWheezy not able to find the big opportunities that you really need as a grappler to make those plays, make those comebacks right at the very end. And so, unfortunate that they weren't able to make it through, but hopefully we'll get to see more of them. I'll definitely be peeking around the casuals, trying to see more of that grappler in action.
Yeah. Grappler is a character that I think is honestly so much fun to watch.
Yes.
It's a bit of controversial opinion, I know. Controversial. We're the fighting game community. We hate grapplers. It's just so interesting to see the way that they weigh their options and use those decision trees to influence how they're approaching.
Yeah, I mean, it's like normally, sure, like people complain about grapplers and whatnot, but this is a grappler in a game where characters are covering the entire screen with a single button press.
Yeah, it's kind of insane. Like this normal guy, Mr. Normal John Gribbengrab, just here, just using his bare hands and feet.
Yep.
Against regular old big sword wielding monsters.
Literally bringing a fist to a knife fight or a gunfight in some cases.
This man is just simply built different. We have our next match coming up here. It's our final match here on stream for this block. It's Reyko777 Lost Warrior versus LastLaugh coming up. We have LastLaugh hovering over and selecting the Crusader, our first Crusader on stream for this block. We saw earlier, if you were tuning in, twitch.tv/JuicyGameNight earlier, Masoma made it out of pools using Crusader. Yeah, and you know, Masoma is very much a person who is willing to pick the character that they think gives them the best chance of winning. They have no, like, their mains are only a tool that they need to win. And so that shows you the strength of a character like Crusader. This character, like, for how big they are and for, you know, how slow their buttons are able to deal so much damage and so much pressure, especially, you know, as we all know, the wall. Oh, yeah. The big thing, the space stone coming through, putting you in a box wherever you want. Another thing that I think is very interesting, these are like both the anti-zoner characters, and it's going to be like a battle of whose anti-zoner capabilities work better than the other. And
see, good use
puff your chest out.
And this is going to see the early zoning, just throw out the fireballs, force Lost Warrior to just have to hold this and use the wall to create an opportunity like this. Now putting him in the corner.
Do it again, do it again, do it again.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would have popped off if they did it again.
Yeah, but LastLaugh recognizes that, hey, they're probably going to want to just mash out of this, so I'm going to keep it safe.
And that JMS pulsing their air momentum just enough to get around the reversal from the Crusader there.
Oh, Javelin not able to connect to anything right there, but we'll use the DP as a starter. But there's no mana.
Oh, catches the jump. That's 6S. We're going to be able to get the time stop. Oh, no.
Okay, first hit of the 2S missed right there, so not as much damage as you could have been seeing, but still a lot of work here. Nice use of the overhead.
Yet another instance of using your air specials to keep yourself in the air just long enough to throw off the tempo and get LastLaugh confused at what's happening. And they've been so liberal with their use of reversal, and Reyko777 is catching on here.
Yeah, and just quickly putting in the work right now.
That was a 100 mana 4-bean combo. Oh, but this is huge.
You know, 4 beans isn't enough to make it really work out, so you're going to see Reyko777 get something big happening, but you're stuck in the install zone right now. Big damage.
Oh, just setting up. Nothing after that. Using the block button, the 5AA Araway to catch out. We're up 1 rounds apiece.
Yeah, it was a good recognition from LastLaugh to recognize that early press, to just have them pop out of the install, get the recovery in time that they need to keep it going.
No confirmation off that JB there. Still able to DP out. LastLaugh still just keeping their composure here. You see them fluttering with that guard button. They don't want to get hit by these straight cross-ups.
Yeah, and Reyko777 loves doing that cross-up right there. They love just
anti-throw.
Yeah. Reyko777 putting in all the work, getting all the right reads. Nice throw. Once again, do it again.
Oh, do it again, third time. Oh, they would have teched it, but they went for the anti-throw tech situation, but they get thrown right back. The back throw incident, not game specific. Eat these plus frames.
Yeah, and now LastLaugh sitting in the Awakening, being now the hardest character to deal damage to with how healthy they are, and they get hit with the wall.
Oh no! Chat, let us pray. Let us pray. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy frames.
And you can just look at them right there, just reeling in with the hit, making sure that kills.
Oh,
right
hands
there.
together, hands together. Hallowed be thy frames, thy kingdom come, thy mix be done.
So as
on round start as it is in the last.
So as I pray, unlimited Crusader works.
Crusader is such a funny character to have on screen. Oh.
So is Lost Warrior, and this is really interesting. Nice throw setup right there, baiting out all the overhead options they've been consistently going for, just opening them up. But now install comes through.
Oh yeah, that's 2 hits.
Yep.
That's 2 hits that goes right through the armor. You have to be careful. Watch the setup. Oh, we're sick. We're sick.
Yeah, uses the DP just to keep themselves safe. Popping out of the install right now, and Reyko777 trying to find these mix-ups. The LastLaugh trying to use the Javelin to make it work, but you're now stuck in time.
Oh, no LastLaugh for you. It's all for me. 1 round up here in the second game. LastLaugh still looking pretty.
Yeah, they just really need to find that big opportunity to make it work for them. And you can sometimes find those Javelin finally connecting, but Reyko is able to block it. So.
Oh, they're using the guard button at that point, just getting caught in the cross-up 6S.
Yeah, sometimes that mental set gets to you, and you really need to do it. But nice wall right there.
What is the tracking on that?
Yes.
Holy cow! One of the moves of all time, for sure.
It's definitely trying to go for these mix-ups once again. The LastLaugh doing a really good job of blocking them, but will just hold the throw. Javelin won't connect. That gives Reyko another chance for big damage.
Oh, we get the summoning swords. Yep. Overhead setup. We got the safe jump. Caught by the Justice. Oh, no. Oh, they did it again! Oh, the anti-grab, we get the freeze, we get the KO. Reyko777 tying it up 1-1 here.
I like the use of the anti-grab tech right there, because you've been seeing LastLaugh so consistently again and again and again and again. Just run up, grab them at the wall for the first hit. Like every single time wall popped, that came through. So I like that change, recognizing that they were going to do it again, and fully being able to punish them for it. Now, it went back to character select, just needed that breather, just needed to relax, like, hey, let me think, let me reset. Don't let them get that momentum back in.
I'm always a fan of players just resetting after every game, every set. I like to do it myself. Just take a moment and just think about what happened, whether you won, whether you lost.
And then how you can make those adaptations, what your opponent wants to do, and really how they want to capitalize on it. So we'll have to see what can happen here. It's anyone's game here for our last game of the block.
Oh, just holding that guard button at full screen, catches the anti-air wall. 5AA conversion, nothing else.
I do like that immediately LastLaugh saying, hey, I went for the wall, I'm not going for throw this time. We're getting off that game plan, we're changing up, and we're now getting opportunities like this for install into throw.
Oh, they were able to get 2 hits off before any sort of recovery. Reyko777, keep the pressure on, gets the counter hit off of the sickness.
And now should get a big hit. Oh, wasn't able to close on that last one. So now wall's coming through. You already went for that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Reyko ready for those throws, but not ready to get hit in the corner.
These aren't very big conversions from LastLaugh. They're just trying to set up and stay patient on offense here.
I like that roll from Reyko to bait out the Javelin attempt right there. But that chip damage now puts LastLaugh in Awakening, so that is a lot of health to deal with.
Oh, but nothing to convert off of, and now we're going to be able to seal this out. We have Awakening skill.
Yeah.
And Reyko777 from 2 rounds down, all the way 1-1, and now up to set point.
But it's not anyone's last laugh just yet. They can still bring out a lot of different options and a lot to stop Reyko from taking this. So we'll have to see exactly what can happen. Right now, they're just blocking, playing defensively, waiting for situations like that to check with the 2A.
Oh, the wall catching the 2B. LastLaugh trying to get their pressure started, but the roll out right into the quick button.
Yeah.
Reyko is starting their pressure. Offensive sequences.
And now this is a big hit opportunity right here. One more, and it will put them into a very scary situation.
Oh, catches the jump out, the summoning swords, the swords of revealing light. They're not high enough for the 5A. This is probably not going to kill here. Goes for the setup. The throw tech does not matter when you're in the air. And Reyko777, our player out on the loser's side of this pool over LastLaugh.
Yeah, Reyko's adaptation in that entire set was so good. Just always being able to recognize exactly when they, like, as you know, first game, those throw tick setups on the walls working great, but as soon as they recognize, okay, that's what they want to do, just constantly beating them again and again and again. Every single time that option came up for anything, was just always had the right answer and the right read for it.
Oh yeah, so many great and fantastic matches we just saw in this pool block, and so much more on the horizon. We have pools coming up next, and then top 48, top 8 tomorrow. There's so much more here at Frosty Faustings 2023 here.
Absolutely. Make sure to check this out as well as all the other streams that are going on today. There's too many games. There's too many games to think.
It's just a Frostiest thing. There's basically every single game.
Absolutely. So make sure to stay tuned for whatever you want to enjoy, but especially DNF Duel.
Oh yeah, we'll see you in a little bit. We'll catch you later in these brackets and later in Frosty Faustings. We hope to see you soon.